What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling wonderful today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just amazing, Cancer, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. So, the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our ruler here, the good old Moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, when she's going void, of course, just all of those lunar shenanigans. And there'll be plenty of them, Cancer. And just so y'all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be fantastic, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. And Cancer, oh, I love this. Happy Mercury Day. If Mercury's out here today, we're really thinking today, Cancer. And also, Cancer, the moon is in Virgo. And with the moon being in Virgo, this is a very organized placement for the moon. This is a great energy for if you need to have like any sort of monotonous work or busy work that you need to get done. Maybe you got bills that need to get paid, things that need to get organized. You know, Virgo energy is great for that, to bring just order and oh, there's a good word I had for that. But order to your life there, you know, to declutter and things along those lines, Cancer. Your Virgo energy is also very good for a great sign of their sign of service. So this is something too, if you've been wanting to do maybe some sort of like volunteer work, maybe some community work, things along that line. Great energy for that as well. But also Virgo being associated with the sixth house deals with like our health and things. So if you've been wanting to maybe pick up a fitness routine, or maybe start going on walks, maybe doing some yoga, maybe doing some, you don't got to do anything strenuous, Cancer, but just or even thinking about maybe the foods that we're consuming, maybe make hydrating more, all that good stuff, Cancer. Virgo is fantastic for that. And then also, we're in the waning crescent phase, or the balsamic moon. And with this energy, Cancer, this is really about kind of just like thinking about, reflecting on all that you've done for this lunar cycle, and getting prepped for the next one, but also allowing yourself some time to rest, relax, and kind of recuperate from trying to integrate whatever it is that you were focusing on during this last lunar cycle. Do some self-care, reconnect with yourself, and be compassionate with yourself, Cancer, because the fact that you took that initiative to do something is fantastic. The moon loves that stuff. And then last little bit, Cancer, these these readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And then the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. I'm actually thinking about getting some new ones here, Cancer, switching up some things here. And also, also down in the description box below are some links for some other readers that I like watching, Cancer, so definitely check them out. Very great energy here. But let's get to your general energy of the day. Ooh, Cancer, are you ready to make a wish? I like this, because you got the 8th card of Aries, which is the shooting star card. And with this card, this is the card of quick action, wish granted, rare, falling, moment in time, luck, dynamic, incandescent, dazzled, sudden, short-lived, passionate, passing through, enterprising, and brilliant. And the energy that's coming through here, Cancer, is the short-lived. And I feel like with this, I'm just thinking with kind of where the planets are doing right now. Jupiter just went retrograde not too long ago, and I feel like that we're in this space of where we're thinking about things that are more kind of long term, as opposed to things that are kind of short lived. This is the sort of energy that I'm thinking, and I feel like that for some, it's just like when we're thinking about these intentions that we're doing or the things that we're investing in and stuff like that, we want things that have some longevity, you know, because I feel like we live in a society that's all about that sort of instant gratification, and where that is nice for the moment, you know, but it's very short lived, and then it's just like you kind of it leaves that feeling of wanting more, and then it's just like more and more and more and more and more, and then it just becomes like, when is enough? And I feel like this energy is trying to get us to really just kind of take a real kind of pause and just kind of look at all the things that, like, you know, just like it's how we've been operating up until now, really going to be conducive to our growth in the long term. I'm getting kind of like a Ten of Pentacles vibes that's coming through with this energy. And if there have been things that you've been, maybe, you know, certain, like, maybe I'm just thinking with Aries energy on like a lower vibration, can be impulsive, maybe a little reckless. And if we've been doing things that have been just sort of like these sort of like impulse things, you know, just in whatever that's looking like, even kind of getting a little bit of like devil vibes here, Cancer. But I feel like it's like getting an eyes on that, and that could be the thing too that we're thinking about during this waning crescent. You know, analyzing that type of stuff and thinking about maybe how we're going to work in a different routine here, Cancer. Look how this energy is just kind of lining up for you here. And just a sidebar here, Cancer. This waning crescent card, this card they say the tarot card associated with it is the Hermit. That's Virgo energy. Look at the moon trying to set things up for you there, Cancer. But let's get some tarot and let's get some details on this. And, you know, Cancer, I feel like I'm almost even kind of getting with the shooting stars, just like this energy of just being careful what you wish for, you know, like, because it's like, you know, we may want, you know, just be mindful with that. You're a powerful manifester, and, you know, our thoughts become things, and I think you'd be surprised how fast stuff can come when we're not, it's just something to be mindful of there, Cancer. Thank you. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, Cancer. All right. Oh, Cancer. See, I'm not kidding. You're syncing up with the energies because Mercury's here and we are here. So let me tell you what's going on. So you have the Us, the Chariot, and the Ten of Swords. Oh, and the Two of Moons. All in reverse here, Cancer. And then we have the Magician upright. And Cancer, the moons in this deck are cups, and then the stars are pentacles. And see, we got to be careful what we're manifesting, Cancer, because look at that. Your abilities are on point. You know, the Magician is that it's having, and I like this Magician because it's like they have all the tools that are tattooed on their hands. You have the cups, the wands, the swords, the swords, and the pentacles. And if we're not mindful with the things that we're manifesting, it's just going to slow our journey down there, Cancer. And it's just going to keep us, and I feel like it's really paying attention to those things that, pay attention to the things that we have been kind of focusing on maybe here as of late, the more sort of like, just sort of like, I don't know, like quick fixes, or like, just kind of like these short-lived type of like, or impulses and things. Paying attention to how that stuff really does affect you, and really tune in, because that's the beautiful thing about our sign, Cancer. We do feel to such a degree, and, you know, we're a sign of of experiential wisdom, and it's like we're able to recall upon those things in a deeper way, like when we're thinking back about stuff like, and, you know, the Ten of Swords is like a card of betrayal, or at least it can be, or like the energies of where we kind of hit rock bottom. But I feel like it's, again, paying attention to those things that have, even though, again, in the moment they may give you that gratification, but it's just like, it's almost like how those type of impulse and stuff can betray us in the long term, and really just really kind of like blur the journey, or make things just like gets in the stagnancy. And then you got tower moments that start coming up, hanged man things start coming up, and gets a little tricky there, Cancer. And so, yeah, definitely pay attention to that. But yeah, let me get a little bit more on Us. Let me see what's going on with the Chariot. All right, Cancer. Thank you. So the Chariot. Let's still got a reversal storm going. Because you have the Six of Swords, the Seven of Moons, and then the Justice card in reverse. And I feel like for some, maybe there's this energy we're having trouble walking away from certain things. And, the Seven of Moons for me, this can be a prelude to a devil moment. And so I feel like, wherever we're at right now in this journey, maybe things haven't quite gotten out of hand, but it's like we're noticing little hiccups and things like that. And I feel like we really want to pay attention to how that stuff throws us out of balance and, the cause and effect of our actions. And listen, Cancer, this stuff, it's because this could be maybe for stuff like, considering we're talking about Virgo energy, maybe this is stuff where, it's like we've gotten it where, I'm just thinking like maybe we have certain foods that like we love, but it's just like they don't necessarily agree with the body, but it's just like, well, we'll do all the things to maybe like still support that habit, but it's just like, is that really working? Like, I'm just thinking once, like, when I kind of was, when I was in sort of like a Seven of Moons kind of devil situation, there would be, kind of going out partying quite a bit, but then how I try to counteract it, I try to use some like different like herbs and things to kind of like, okay, if I take this now, then I can go ahead. And it's like my favorite thing to do was like, we're going to detox so that we can retox, and it's just like, and keep that dance, but it's just like that's not gonna work. I mean, you could keep it going, but eventually the body's gonna get tired of that, and then higher self is gonna get tired of that, and then then again tower. So it's just paying attention to behaviors like that there, Cancer, or things that just, I'm even getting this like energy of things that just like kind of leave you sort of feeling empty, and just like not fulfilled. I mean, that's, and just thinking, because just Justice card is Libra, this could even be with like people, for example, maybe in like certain relationships, maybe we like to, in the moment we'll like hook up with people or whatever, and it's fine in that moment, but then afterwards we feel this longing for a deeper connection, but still kind of falling for the same type of crowd or maybe type of behavior. Just, it's giving me kind of spiral energy, Cancer. So like we're spiraling. So just kind of be careful with that. All right. Let's see what else we got here, Cancer. Let's see what's going on here, Cancer. Let's see. Oh, and a lot of our energy coming through here, Cancer. So you have one of our cards, the Queen of Moons, and the Five of Stars in reverse. And then we have the Four of Stars, the Three of Wands, and then the Queen of Wands upright. Cancer, I feel like with the Queen of Moons being here in reverse, I feel like that there are some things that we're not reflecting on with her. There's something that has been, it's like it's been, maybe things have been lowering our vibration, or that it's just like this energy of, I feel like with the Four of Stars and the Five of Stars being here, it's almost like this energy of just like we keep taking away from our resources, really kind of leaving ourselves, I don't know, kind of leaving ourselves short. And I don't know, it's like this, I'm even getting kind of like a lonely energy with the Five of Stars. It's just like this thing, it's just like in the, I don't know, it's like in the moment, everything is fine, but that's even random. I got those. That's, I don't know if you're an Amy Winehouse fan or not, Cancer. But there's this song I'm thinking about that popped in my head for her. That "Wake Up Alone." That kind of popped in my head there too. But it feels like for some, if we've been in this kind of energy, or if we notice that something is getting out of hand, it almost feels like with the Three of Wands, there's a need to kind of remove ourselves from that for a little bit. Maybe go on, maybe get out and I don't know, just kind of switch things up. Maybe get out in nature for a little bit, or maybe take a little trip somewhere, or something to just somewhere that you can just kind of go and sort of reflect on, again, on these actions, and start doing more things. I feel with the Queen of Wands that again raise our vibration, get us feeling good, keep us feeling energized and things. And you know, with the Queen of Moons as well, this can be a card of, you know, like doing some self-care, you know, and really, because I find when we have these sort of like impulses and things, there's something deeper that's wanting to be healed. And you know, you got Six of Swords here, you know, something that's keeping us stuck. Seven of Moons is just like it's we're getting lost in something here, Cancer, and that's a you know, that's a tricky place for us to be. I feel like, especially if we're ignoring how things make us feel. It's yeah, it's slippery slope there, Cancer. And it's not to say that you can't heal from it, because the Ten of Stars in reverse can also be, you know, we're thinking about it and we're healing from it. But maybe for some, it's just like we start to do this thing, fall off the wagon, start this thing. This could literally could be anything, Cancer. You know, start this thing, do it again. And I feel like, again, show yourself some compassion, you know, because sometimes we might beat ourselves up and say that this is, well, looks like I can't get over this thing, and then we just sort of just surrender. But you know, that's not the purpose when you get start doing this, working with this stuff in the lunar cycles. Because the lunar, when you think about even just like your personal lunar return, you know, wherever your moon placement is, that's always a great energy. Because this lunar cycle stuff is just like for just like in general, you know, for if you wanted to start something. But you know, the specific lunar return really is about yeah, correcting any habits that we want to change, you know, and whether that be not getting enough sleep, or you know, whatever that's looking like. So I feel that there is something that just really pay attention to this stuff here, Cancer. And I feel like that even when we, if we do happen to slip up, you can always get back on that chariot, you know. But all right, Cancer, it's just still something to think about. Let's get a little advice from Mercury. Hmm. All right, Cancer. So you have the Five of Wands in reverse, and then you have the Three of Swords, and then the Fool upright. And let's switch back over here, Cancer. Because I feel like with this Three of Swords, this is the source that I feel like that starts these sort of like impulsive things. There's something that we're maybe trying to escape from, or there's something like and this might even be too, Cancer. Maybe just like, because sometimes when we get caught up in certain energies and things, again, we pick up on energies in a way that is, it's tough sometimes to tell what's ours and what isn't. I was actually noticing something like that the other day. There was a moment where I was kind of feeling a little down, and it just really kind of came out of nowhere, and it seemed like it was it was unusual at first, when I was like, hmm. And then I really kind of sat for a second and just like kind of caught myself, just like, huh, what is that? And then when I thought about where I was around, it was just like, oh, that's what that's about. And it made all the sense. And it's still kind of like kept being, it was still something to think about. But we can absorb energies in an interesting way, Cancer. And sometimes I feel like that we do these things maybe to avoid, you know, to avoid the, and that's just for some, so being like, with all that being said, just kind of being aware of your environment and maybe needing to, I don't know, kind of change things up here with the Fool, surround ourselves in a new, more sort of healthier type of environment. But I also feel like for some with this Five of Wands, there's this energy of like we're trying to avoid something. There's sort of like internal conflict, or some sort of hurt or something along those lines with the Three of Swords and the Five of Wands being here. And I feel there's a need to kind of get a game plan here, Cancer, and figure out how we can move on from this thing, kind of start anew, and start doing some healing, so that again we can get this Chariot back on track. But and just thinking too, Cancer, I like that the Magician and the Fool popped up here, because the Fool is Uranus energy, and Uranus is a higher octave of Mercury, and so it's like we're working towards our highest vibration, but it's just like it's first, I feel like it's just paying attention to kind of what energies that we're manifesting around us and what we may be attracting. Even kind of getting like a Nine of Moons vibes, where just be mindful of your vibration there, Cancer. But I think I'm gonna leave that there. So if anything resonated with you, Cancer, give it a thumbs up, and share this, because this can be tough. I feel like sometimes it is easier to, and sometimes to just invest in the more kind of quick fixes, throw a band-aid on it and call it a day, when it's just like, when it's really needs a little more care than that, Cancer. So just kind of something to think about if you know someone who's maybe going through that. And then if you haven't already, Cancer, subscribe, hit that bell button, get notified when I release videos each day. And then last little bit, check your sun, your moon, your rising. Just check your chart there. Cancer can tell you a lot. That's how I learned a lot about because I got one little opposition in particular, is like my strongest aspect, or one of my tighter aspects, that explained a lot of my behaviors. And but it's one of those things that once you learn about that stuff, you learn to integrate it in a different kind of way. Whew, magic can happen, Cancer. But yeah, check your chart, and then come on over to my other channel, Alchemist 8. I do weekly videos. I'm starting the monthly videos here. It's and I do yearly ones too, Cancer. I got a next week of Justice Libras is going to be coming up here in a couple of weeks, so that's something to look forward to. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get you surprise cards here, so I can get you out of here, Cancer. I like that. You got the Strength card here, Cancer, but you got it in reverse. And I feel like right now, maybe for some, it's like we may not feel that we have the strength to overcome maybe these impulses or these types of I don't know. I feel like it's like we think that something has more power over us than we realize, Cancer. And with the Strength card, this type of stuff, if we give whatever this is that power, then yeah, it's gonna keep us feeling down for a while. Gonna keep Queen of Moons and the Chariot in reverse there. But I feel like that if you were to take a moment, kind of reassess, do some reflection, think about this stuff during the lunar cycle, go void a course for a little while, and just kind of evaluate these decisions that we made, and start getting a game plan with the five of wands. How can we turn this sense of conflict into an accomplishment, and start putting in that good work there, Cancer. But let me get your oracle card here, so I can get you out of here. Interesting. Oh, and I love ashwagandha. So you have the 54th card here, which is the ashwagandha card, Cancer. And this is a card of purpose. And this is ruled by the North Node and the Moon. And I feel like with this, Cancer, that sometimes when we do get sort of caught up in these things, Cancer, it because the North Node is what our soul is trying to accomplish this go round. My oddly enough, my North Node is in Virgo's house, in the sixth house, and so like it's like in it's in Capricorn, but that's more generational. But yeah, it's about routines and things and our health and all that good stuff. But With the North Node, I feel that it's like for some, it's like when we do get kind of lost in that, we can kind of forget our purpose for a second, for that, again, focusing on the more kind of a short term things as opposed to thinking about that long term journey. And it feels like with even getting with like the moon energy, we're ruled by the moon. And I feel like it's because the moon is like it's like the things that we keep kind of hidden that keeps that we keep close to us, Cancer. And I feel like that there's a need to kind of go deep within and kind of again analyze that moon deals with our emotions and our feelings as well. And again, just kind of analyzing how this stuff makes you feel and how it really affects your journey in the long run. So just a little something deep to definitely think about, but it's yeah, I feel like it's even just kind of looking at this bottle. It's just like it seems like that we're just keeping ourselves like this thing's kind of bottled up here, and it's like it's time to release some of that stuff and take some of that pressure off there and kind of get down to the source or whatever this it is for these actions. So just something to think about there, Cancer. But you stay safe out there. These possible vices and things, because it doesn't feel like it's gotten out of hand, Cancer. With the Seven of Moons, it's just like we're on the precipice though, so it's just like something we just want to be mindful about. You keep eyes on the moon. She's she's been the moon's got your back, Cancer, and she tries to keep it to where it can be a lot being ruled by the moon sometimes, and to feel all the time that feel all the things that we feel, all the things that other people feel. It's a lot, Cancer, but we're the nurturers, and nurture yourself in this. Make sure to take care of yourself, and I will catch you on the next one tomorrow.